Welcome to the Panther System instructional video. The Panther System is an integrated testing system that fully automates all aspects of nucleic acid testing, from sample processing through amplification, detection, deactivation, and results reporting. This video will detail the operational process of the Panther System from start to finish. The Panther System consists of the instrumentation and computer together in a single unit. The instrument is operated via the touchscreen monitor that is connected to the system. The Panther System is composed of four main areas: the canopy, the upper bay, the mid bay, and the lower bay. The canopy houses the sample pipetter and reagent pipetter. The touchscreen monitor is connected to the right side of the canopy. The upper bay consists of the reagent bay, tip drawers, sample bay, and the target capture reagent carousel. The mid bay consists of the incubators, MTU input queue, distributor, AMP and HBA load stations, magnetic wash stations, sample mix station, luminometer, and the output queue. The lower bay consists of the computer, waste drawer, and universal fluids drawer. Before initiating testing, ensure laboratory conditions meet the following environmental requirements. Ambient temperature is between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius, and humidity is between 20% and 85%. Before working with assay reagents or operating the system, prepare a clean laboratory work surface. Refer to the Help window for instructions on preparing the cleaning solution and laboratory work surface. Aptima assay reagents must be prepared prior to use. The Aptima assay reagent kit includes lyophilized reagents and reconstitution solutions for probe, enzyme, and amplification. Prepare assay reagents prior to performing work on the Panther System. Identify a dedicated workspace for assay reagent preparation separate from the sample preparation area. If a new assay reagent kit is required, remove the lyophilized reagents from 2 to 8 degrees Celsius storage. Match the lot numbers of the refrigerated and non-refrigerated assay reagent boxes. Pair each reconstitution solution with its lyophilized reagent. Probe, enzyme, and amplification reagents need to be reconstituted before use. Open the lyophilized reagent vial and firmly insert the notched end of the reconstitution collar into the vial opening. Open the matching reconstitution solution bottle and set the cap on a clean, covered work surface. While holding the reconstitution solution bottle on the bench, firmly insert the other end of the reconstitution collar into the bottle. Slowly invert the assembled bottle and vial. Allow the solution to drain from the bottle into the glass vial. Gently swirl the solution in the vial to mix. Avoid creating foam while swirling the vial. Allow enough time for the lyophilized reagent to completely go into solution. It is critical that reagents are fully reconstituted. Invert the assembled bottle and vial again, tilting at a 45-degree angle to minimize foaming. Allow all of the liquid to drain back into the plastic bottle. Remove the reconstitution collar and glass vial from the bottle. Recap the bottle. Repeat this process for enzyme and amplification reagents. Prepare working TCR by combining the two TCR component solutions. Please note that failure to properly prepare reagents may adversely affect test results. After all assay reagents have been prepared, load assay reagents into the reagent rack. The reagent rack and assay reagents are color-coded. Slide each assay reagent bottle into the correct position. Change gloves after handling assay reagents. The assay reagent master lot information needs to be registered before loading an assay reagent kit for the first time. Register the master lot barcode to ensure that only the reagents belonging to a specific master lot can be run together on the system. To add a new master lot to the database, select Load Assay Reagents. At the bottom of the assay reagent base screen, select New Lot. Using the handheld barcode scanner, scan the master lot barcode on the master lot barcode sheet. Continue to scan the barcodes on the master lot barcode sheet for each assay reagent belonging to the master lot. When all assay reagent barcodes have been scanned, select Accept. Each master lot barcode only needs to be entered once into the system. The task screen is used to manage the instrument setup process. The task buttons have been arranged on the task screen to guide the operator in preparing the instrument to begin assay processing. Use the task screen to load consumables and fluids, empty waste, access maintenance tasks, prime the instrument, and load assay reagents and samples. Use the red and green icons on the task screen and status panels to help manage system inventories and determine when to perform tasks. A flashing red icon indicates that an action may be required. Consumables on the Panther system include pipette tips and multi-tube units called MTUs. It may be required to load pipette tips and MTUs before processing samples, and as needed during assay processing. There are two methods to load tips, either from the task screen or status bar. From the task screen, select Load Tips. Select the Unlock button for the tip drawer. Open the desired tip drawer and replace the empty tip trays to the open drawer. Always load new tip trays carefully, making sure to avoid contact with tip surfaces. Ensure that the inventory in the tip drawers matches the inventory in the Manage Tip loading window. The two tip drawers can hold up to 6 trays of 96 tips for a total of 576 tips. MTUs can also be loaded from either the task screen or status bar. From the task screen, select Load MTUs. Please wait for the MTU drawer to unlock. A MTU loading management window then opens. Use the cardboard box to load the MTUs. Do not load individual MTUs by hand. Visually inspect the MTUs in the following manner. Check that the barcodes on the MTUs are present, properly aligned, and not damaged. Check that the distributor foot on each MTU is intact and undamaged. Check that all MTU tiplets are in place. Check for any extra MTU tiplets inside the MTU tubes. Discard defective MTUs and MTUs with missing or defective tiplets. The MTU drawer holds a maximum of 25 MTUs, enough for 125 tests. The Universal Fluids drawer of the Panther system houses fluids used during assay processing. The Panther system monitors the remaining fluid inventory for all bottles in a fluid kit as a single unit. The number of tests remaining for each kit can be found in the fluid kit status bars and on the Universal Fluid Base screen. All universal fluids are manufactured with radio frequency identification, or RFID tags. the RFID tags are programmed with required fluid information for fluid management. From the task screen, select Load Universal Fluids. The Panther system can hold up to 2,000 tests of universal fluids combined in the 2 fluid kits. Once a set of fluids is loaded on the system, the bottles are depleted as a kit and must be changed together. Align the RFID tag on the bottle so that the white arrow above the tag is in line with the arrow on the load position. Reconnect the fluid lines to the Quick Connect fittings on the appropriate bottle caps. The sodium hypochlorite bottle needs to be refilled when replacing one or both fluid kits. Refill the sodium hypochlorite bottle to between the minimum and maximum fill lines. Before closing the universal fluids drawer, verify that all fluid lines are securely connected. Verify that all fluids have been loaded properly by either checking the bottle status panel in the fluids drawer or the universal fluid bay screen. Properly loaded bottles will be green. The waste drawer of the Panther system houses the liquid waste container and solid waste container. The system tracks the remaining waste capacity of the 2 waste containers and displays the waste space available in number of tests remaining. This information is available in the waste status bar at the bottom of the screen and on the waste management screen. To empty the waste, select the waste status bar at the bottom of the screen, or select the Empty Waste button on the task screen. Select the Unlock Waste Bay button to access the waste bay. Carefully lift the waste cover off of the solid waste container and place inside the waste bag. Remove and dispose the waste bag according to laboratory policies. Place a new waste bag into the solid waste container. Place a new waste cover over the waste bag on the back of the solid waste container. Remove the liquid waste container and transfer it to the disposal location. Slowly pour the contents of the liquid waste container into the designated sink or receptacle. Tilt the liquid waste container appropriately to ensure that no waste enters the tubing within the container. Before closing the waste drawer, ensure that the waste cover is mounted properly on the back of the solid waste container and the liquid waste container is tightly capped and secure in the drawer. Change gloves after handling waste. Select the Perform Maintenance button on the task screen to view the maintenance schedule. It is not possible to process samples once a required task has become past due. There are no daily, manual maintenance tasks required for the Panther system. Refer to the Help window for instructions on completing Panther system weekly, monthly, and as-needed maintenance tasks. A red border on the Prime Instrument button on the task screen indicates that priming is needed. To initiate priming, select Prime Instrument from the task screen. The system is designed to run 2 prime procedures, full prime and mini prime. The system automatically chooses the appropriate prime procedure once priming is initiated. A green border on the Prime Instrument button indicates a successful prime has been completed. The system can also be configured to automatically perform a prime at a specified time from the configuration screen. Assay reagents can be loaded onto the system when the system is in the setup, priming instrument, ready, or assay processing state, and a reagent bay lane is available for loading. If using previously reconstituted reagents stored at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, ensure reagents have reached room temperature, are properly mixed, and there is no precipitate in the probe reagent. If precipitate is present, warm the bottle, and mix by gentle inversion. Prior to loading assay reagents onto the Panther system, remove the reagent caps and ensure there are no bubbles in the assay reagents. It is critical that all reconstituted reagents are thoroughly mixed. To load assay reagent racks, open the reagent bay door. Wait until the on-screen reagent bay lane graphic is bordered in purple and the reagent bay lane LED is flashing green before loading the reagent rack. The reagent barcode reader will automatically scan the reagent rack and assay reagent barcodes as the rack is loaded. Once the reagent rack has been loaded onto the system, the TCR carousel stops spinning and the TCR door unlocks. Open the TCR door and load the target capture reagent into the appropriate TCR carousel position. Close the TCR door once all TCR bottles have been loaded. If a new kit is used, enter the reconstitution date for the assay reagents and then select Accept. Once all assay reagents are valid, the test count and onboard stability time for the kit will be displayed. If all of the available tests will be consumed before the onboard stability expires for the assay reagent kit, it is not necessary to unload the kit. Load properly prepared controls and calibrators as needed, in addition to specimens in the sample racks for sample processing. Obtain a clean sample rack and position the rack in the rack loading tray on a clean work surface. Visually inspect specimens to ensure proper collection. Specimens should have the appropriate volume requirements, and barcodes should be aligned and placed correctly. For swab specimens, check for the presence of a single collection swab. Without touching the tops of the tubes, gently slide calibrators, controls, or specimen tubes into the slots of the sample rack. Verify that all tube barcodes are visible through the slots and the sample tubes are firmly seated in the rack. When all samples are loaded in the sample rack, place a clean sample retainer on the sample rack. Change gloves after handling samples. To load sample racks, open the sample bay door. Wait until the sample bay lane graphic is bordered in purple and the sample bay lane LED is flashing green before loading the sample rack. The sample barcode reader will automatically scan the sample rack and sample barcodes as the rack is loaded. Close the sample bay door after all racks have been loaded. The system automatically initiates assay processing when the following requirements have been met. The system is in the ready state. Adequate consumables are available. Associated controls or calibrators have been loaded or there are valid control calibrator results for the assay reagent kit. And all drawers and doors have been closed. Once assay processing has started, monitor and manage sample pipetting, control calibrator validity, and reagent validity by referring to the Run Status screen. Monitor the status of consumables by referring to the status panel. Once assay processing begins, the TIPS and MTU inventory panel will provide a return time for when TIPS or MTUs will be needed to continue processing, if necessary. If there are no return times, no return visits are necessary. Use the results screen to view in-process and completed test orders. Sample results are available for viewing immediately following the completion of assay processing. From the Report menu screen, an operator can view and print the appropriate results report as well as other reports. When all samples on a sample rack have been pipetted, all sample icons will be blue on the sample rack bay and Run Status screens. Once pipetting for a sample rack has been completed, the rack can be unloaded. To unload sample racks, open the sample bay door. Ensure that the sample bay lane LED of the rack to be removed is not red. From the sample rack bay screen, ensure that the sample icons of the rack are not yellow. Gently slide the sample rack out of the sample bay lane. Multiple racks can be unloaded if previous conditions have been met. Close the sample bay door once all desired racks have been removed. Occasionally, tests remaining for an assay reagent kit will not be consumed before the onboard stability for the assay reagent kit expires. The operator can unload the kit from the Panther system when the kit is not currently involved in assay processing. To unload assay reagents, open the reagent bay door. Ensure that the reagent bay lane LED of the assay reagent kit to be removed is not red. From the assay reagent bay screen, ensure that the rack icon of the assay reagent kit to be removed is not yellow. Gently slide the reagent rack out of the reagent bay lane. Close the reagent bay door once all desired racks have been removed. Unload the TCR bottles from the TCR carousel that correspond to the racks removed from the reagent bay. Close the TCR door once all corresponding TCR bottles have been removed. Clean sample and reagent racks after use to minimize contamination. Refer to the Help window for instructions on preparing cleaning solutions and cleaning sample and reagent racks. Thank you for viewing the Panther System instructional video. If you have any questions concerning the operation of the Panther system, please contact technical support.